Time for all of you to relax, become comfortable, breathe easily and deeply, bring up whatever images or music you wish, it's up to you, and allow and let go of the cares of the day. And start connecting to spirit, the spirits that you are, the spirits that you have relationships with. As you breathe, imagine, and picture in your mind or feel in whatever way works for you that you are spirits and that the physical reality is a ghost play, that you are ghosts on the earth, which itself is a ghost. Again, not meaning invalid, not meaning experiential, but a temporary construct by and for your spirits to play out certain themes of exploration, certain dreams of experience. And allow yourself to know that you are there in spirit, that you are the ghosts of the past, the present, and the future. A statement which will become clearer in the time to come as you approach the idea of open contact. Be the spirits that you are. Imagine and play out in your daydreams the idea of feeling more strongly the connections you have in spirit to those that have passed on, to your spirit guides, to all that is, to extra-dimensional beings, whatever form they may take, angelic, extra-dimensional, guides, ETs that operate as spirit. But remember your spiritual nature. For again, as you say and have said, you are not humans having a spiritual experience, even though you are. You are truly more spirits having a human experience of spirituality and connection. Doing it that way, and through that auspice, through that stage play, through that ghost projection, so that you may know yourselves more deeply in all the ways that you can, which is the true mark of all that is, to know itself more deeply in all the ways that it can, and to expand in its experience of relationship to itself, as itself, by itself, for itself, with itself, and all the extensions of itself. Even in your own Bible, the first description of God is that God is a spirit. And that is more true than any other description you've ever had. In all the religions of your planet that seem at odds, it is not that Jesus is God, and Allah is God, and Jehovah is God, and the differences you make in that, but it is that God is Jesus, God is Jehovah, God is Allah, God is all the things you imagine it to be, and all are true and correct, because God is a spirit, the spirit of all that is. It is existence itself, which is a spiritual state, an energy state, a state of beingness, a state of consciousness and self-awareness. You are spirit. You are self-aware. You are existence itself. You are consciousness itself. Allow yourself to breathe in the idea of yourselves as spirits, because that is your true nature, and always will be, forever and ever. So be it. Breathe it in and make the connections. Reach out and stretch out to those who have passed, to the soul family, to spirit guides, to all. For there are many among you, many around you, and many within you. Many versions of yourself within yourself as all that is, reflecting to itself all that it can be. Be of spirit, for you are of spirit. Be of service, for you are of service just by being. By being a reflection to all of your true nature, you serve. For you give others options and opportunities and probabilities they may not have considered. Be of spirit and follow your passion, for spirit is built of pure passion, the pure passion of all that is to be itself. The explosion of ecstasy and passion that is existence itself. Breathe it in. Breathe it in. And exhale the pure, fundamental spirit of your being, your true self, your loving self, your giving self, your serving self. For as you serve others, you serve yourself, because you serve the all, of which you are a part, and cannot be left out in any way, shape, or form until you leave yourselves out. But even then you are still connected, because spirit is spirit and connected to all, and is all, an expression of all, in a unique way, in a unique form, a unique reflection. You cannot be disconnected, and it is the very connection that you are that allows you to experience disconnection for your own purposes. But it is not real, it is an illusion. And this is what you are learning. Be yourself. Be yourself. Breathe it in and reflect upon it and feel the expansiveness of your being. And act accordingly. Act expansively. Act boldly and bravely with courage and intention, and be yourself. That's all it takes. Follow your passion. Act on your passion. Be yourself. Your higher mind guides you. Your physical mind can be of joy in following the passion that is the true you, the spirit you, your true nature, your unconditionally loved nature. Be at peace and welcome home. Happy Halloween, and remember to be the spirit of the season. Our unconditional love to you all. We thank you for your service. We thank you for the co-creation of your interactions. Aveo.
Bashar, Shauna here from New Hampshire. I have a question about CE5 and making contact with extraterrestrials. I understand that I can follow the formula to raise my vibration and to begin to perceive things I don't currently perceive. I understand that I can use my imagination in regards to connecting with the hybrid children. This is more about going out underneath the stars with the intention of peaceful contact, much like what Stephen Greer is doing with his CE5 groups. I was with him for a weekend, not me personally, me and 500 other people were with him for a weekend in April. And many of the things, not many of the things, but some of the things that he did or taught us to do in order to participate or host a CE5 group really didn't resonate with me. So I was curious. I thought, well, let me go right to the source. So if someone like myself wants to go out underneath the stars with the intention of being a peaceful ambassador and with the intention of making contact with extraterrestrial beings, what is it that you recommend that someone like I do in regards to meditation, intention? Stephen Greer uses certain tones. I also am curious on whether or not I would benefit by creating an altar. And I'm getting the impression it's really about personal preference, but I was hoping that you might be able to share with me and whoever else is interested in this topic, something that we may do out underneath the stars in order to make contact or vector in extraterrestrial beings. Thank you so much. Good day.
There are many things you can do, but again, I recommend that you do it in your own way, whatever you're attracted to do. You could hum, you could ohm, you could sing, you could recite poetry. Whatever it is you are attracted to do is what you need to do. Follow your passion. Follow the guidance of your higher mind by following your passion. It's that simple. Don't make it overcomplicated.
Good day, Bashar.
Good day.
You can hear me okay, great. Do you say good day on your planet? Is that just something Earth people do?
It is a translation of our greeting.
Oh, interesting. So you guys greet each other just like us?
Well, not exactly. It's a translation. Ours happens all completely telepathically. But it's a good translation. It's a good translation. It's a sufficient translation into your language.
Right, but there's a commonality that we greet each other. We don't just start talking.
Yes, in a sense, there is always some sort of indication that you are being contacted or connected to something. Yes.
Oh,
It's like the idea of calling out in some way, shape, or form to allow a certain alignment to happen, to know that you are being connected with as an individual. So on your planet, good day will do.
Lovely. And are you only able to connect with me through my voice, or is there some other way that you're reading me?
I am reading energy patterns that come to us as a form of language, of shapes, colors, sizes, vibrations, frequencies, so on and so forth.
When I'm silent, are you able to still read those, or do I have to speak for you to be able to line up with those?
We can still read the silence, but the idea is that when you speak, an intention is formed that changes the pattern dramatically and thus allows us an indication of where it is you're going.
Well, thank you for being here and talking with us. We all appreciate this. I appreciate this. Thank you.
As we appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Great. This is fun. This is great. Do I have a more direct line of communication with my higher mind right now talking with you?
Yes, because we represent your higher mind. It's like you're talking with your higher mind by using us as a mask, as an excuse, as a reason to have easier communication with your higher mind.
Okay, so can you help me understand the energy? Because I kind of feel like telling my higher mind to kiss my ass for some reason. I don't know why, but I just feel like being cheeky and just kind of telling it off and kind of pissed off at it. What would be the reason for that? What's the energy behind those feelings I'm having?
Well, you might be assuming that the higher mind does things it doesn't actually do.
Yeah.
You might be more upset with your physical mind and the belief system embedded within it.
I think
the higher mind only feeds the energy, only sends the energy that makes you aware of what's going on in the physical mind. It's an illuminator. It's not a causation.
Thank you. It's an illuminator. Yeah. All the time?
All the time.
Wow, that's a good insight. So I was going to ask you, is there some advice my higher mind could share, with this direct line of communication, perhaps a stumbling block?
Yes, well, again, first and foremost, remember that the higher mind speaks in energy terms, and therefore the physical mind's translation, the physical body's translation of those energy messages is the idea of passion. That's how you interpret messages from the higher mind telling you who you actually are and how you need to act and what path you can walk. The idea of the belief systems within the physical mind can counter that, and that may be what you're upset about.
Lovely. Thank you. Okay, so there's a teaching on this planet by a number of authors that sort of talk about how to deliberately create your reality. And the technique that they generally agree on is that you're going to impress your subconscious mind using your imaginations and your emotions, sort of vividly imagine the reality you wish to participate in.
Yes.
And particularly right before you go to sleep in the hypnotic state.
Yes.
Can you talk about that? Because I don't hear that from you or...
Yes, we have talked about that, but we usually use the terminology of visualization to refer to what's happening there energetically. The idea is it's all well and good to do it that way, but the important difference in what we're telling you is that as soon as you get to the point where you have an idealized picture of what you can imagine with your physical mind is the highest representation of the outcome that gets you really excited, then you drop the picture and keep the excitement by making a space for what the higher mind actually needs to bring you, because your physical mind may not necessarily have an accurate portrayal of what the best outcome could possibly actually look like.
You're dropping the insistence, but you're also initiating a particular state of being. That
exactly.
Deliberate creation. Okay.
Exactly. So it's the state of being that's important in doing that, not the picture, except for the fact that the picture is your symbol, your representation of what gets you into that state, so that when you then stop insisting on that particular outcome, then you make room for whatever the outcome actually needs to look like.
Thank you.
Yes.
Is the Bible a literal story of historical events and facts?
Well, not literal, in many cases symbolic, but it is representative of some history, although there is a lot of changes and interpretations that have been posed upon it.
I feel like most people interpret the Bible on this planet more literally, and yet it's actually meant to be more of a metaphor or allegory. Is it? Would you say that's accurate?
Some things are representative of actual historical events that may sound allegorical. Some things are really just metaphorical. But again, do remember that even the people that say they take the Bible literally don't take all of it literally.
Okay.
Because again, if they did, they would be doing things that your society frowns upon now.
Interesting. How important is it that I participate in some of the contact supporting events, like putting a picture in my window to help acclimate with the idea of an alien? How important is that for me to actually participate in that stuff versus if I don't, in order to actually get to participate in that reality, like I'm trying to ask, if I don't bother with it, am I going to miss out on, be able to have that ET contact and ride in a spaceship? Or is that sort of thing just like a major theme that is my destiny, that I'm not going to miss it?
It's a permission slip that will work for many people. The only way you'll really miss out on it is being worried that you'll miss out on it.
Lovely. So let's talk about importance. Certain people, okay, so my question is it more important, say, to help feed the homeless versus play a video game? Or, there's other examples where people think they're so important when they're making lots of money, and then a little kid who's maybe playing outside feels that's very important to him. How do you gauge importance?
Again, it depends upon whether you're being honest and in alignment and true with the idea of what you're truly passionate about, and knowing that when you actually act upon your true passion, you will also be being in service to others. It will guide you in a way that will allow that to be obvious.
Well, now you're making it sound like being in service to others is more important.
It is what happens naturally when you act on your passion, because being in your passion is being true to yourself. And that's the most important thing, because it allows everything else to happen that needs to happen synchronistically.
I wish I had more questions. You've answered them all. It's just so lovely to spend this time with you. Thank you.
Our pleasure, our passion, and our unconditional love to you as well. Good day. Ave.